Welcome back to Solving Problems Together. Today we'll get started with a geometry problem. We've been given 7 squares and a blue shape inscribed within those squares, and we've been asked to find the blue area. So 7 squares, and we're told that the base of this arrangement is 8 centimeters long, meaning each square is 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. As always, let's start by thinking about the maths that we might need to use to solve this problem. Firstly, this shape isn't quite a triangle, it's actually a delta, also known as an arrowhead. But my mind does go towards the area of a triangle. I think it might be useful if I can find the area of one or even multiple triangles. Since I know the length of the squares, I may well know the angles and dimensions of the triangles. I'm also thinking about the area of rectangles. That might actually be useful. And lastly, similar shapes. Are there any similar shapes within this arrangement? Okay, so these are some of my initial thoughts about what I might need to use. Let's get started and see what happens. So looking at the arrangement that we have, I've actually spotted that it may well be useful to add some more squares. So if I were to add 3 squares here and color them in accordingly, that means I do actually have one large triangle. So if I can start from this large triangle and find its area, I might be able to work back to the original shape. The area of this triangle, of any triangle, is always going to be the base times the perpendicular height. So as long as the 2 dimensions are perpendicular to each other, I can use this formula. I'm going to take the left hand side to be the base. That has a length of 6. And I'll take the perpendicular distance from that base to the apex of the triangle, to the top vertex of the triangle. And that gives us a calculation of 6 times 8 over 2. That's 24 centimeters squared. Okay, that's the area of this triangle that I've made. What do I need to remove from that to get back to the original shape? Well, I added an extra 2.5 squares. So the area that I want will be my triangle area minus 2.5 of these squares. We already noticed right at the very beginning that the area of a square is 4 centimeters squared. So it's my 24 minus 2.5 times 4 centimeters squared. 24 subtract 10, 14 centimeters squared. The area of the blue shape, 14 centimeters squared. Now looking back on my initial thoughts, I only actually used the area of a triangle and I used the area of the squares. Now, once I got the idea to add the extra squares, I just followed the idea through to its completion. But looking at the diagram, I can see another 2 ways already that I could have solved the problem. If you can see any alternate ways to solve the problem, any alternate techniques or approaches that you'd like to share, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. This channel is here because we believe that sharing our different takes can help us all to learn and grow. I'm very interested to see different approaches. I hope you found our problem solving journey helpful and informative. I'd like to say thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again for some more problem solving soon.